even if what they decide is the vision they are going for, is contrary to what I would prefer, I still want them to stick to their guns. Hey, King, pop off, do what you are going to do, right? I prefer that to just flimsy flip-flopping like a pussy, no. Hey guys, I have a video here from Lolcohol that is called PoE 2 0.2.0 Dawn of the Home, Predictions and Hopes. And I wanted to watch this video because I like Lolcohol. I have watched his videos before. I think he's cool. And I have also released videos talking about my predictions and hopes. And I want to see how my own perspective aligns with the community. I want to see if he agrees with some of those predictions, if he has some things that I haven't thought about, if he has something that in some way goes against what I think, just to see what is the community's perception on what can come in the patch. So let's see what he has to say in here, dude.
We are just a couple of days out from the announcement of patch 0.2.0 for Path of Exile 2, and I'm expecting a lot. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you my predictions of nerfs, buffs, types of content that we're expecting, but all will be revealed in just a couple of days. Starting out, my boldest prediction, I think...
By the way, I also think that the patch is going to be bigger than people think. So I support the opening statement. I already supported. I also think that the patch is, people are thinking, no, they are just going to reveal a couple of things and that's it. Brother, the patch is going to be huge because it needs to be huge. I know that I am on Copium and Hopium, but aside from that, it is because my logic tells me if they are going to meet the deadlines, that they, even if they don't meet them, but reasonably after that of 1 year, okay, they don't meet the 1 year, but they have to meet the 18 months to 2 years, right? If they are going to meet those deadlines, each patch of this style has to be huge. Just logically speaking. So I think this patch will be huge. Dude, over 60% of you are not subscribed. Why are you like this? It is easy, it is quick, it is free. Just click the button, dude. You don't like to have fun. We have fun over here all the time, dude. Just click the button.
That if we are going to be seeing any new acts, Act 4, then we will also see Acts 5 and 6 along with it. One of the problems that is presented with adding just Act 4 is that it messes up the whole idea of having cruel. What do we do? Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then Endgame. We have seen footage of Act 4 from a while back.
Guys.
King's March. We've seen some teasers of Act 5 in the art book from one of the...
Act 5 is going to be 100% in Oriath because the art book says it outright. I have a video talking about that. And they also showed gameplay with the Ranger playing in Oriath, fighting and killing a boss in Oriath. So there is even footage for that 1 year ago. So I am not coping so hard that I think they will release Act 5. But I think that they are going to release Act 4. And you guys know this because I have repeated it several times. I do think the patch is going to have Act 4. Maybe I am coping out of my fucking mind in here. Druid 8 coming this soon. That thumbnail is so much hope. Oh, brother, don't break my heart. Don't break my heart, one guy. I hope for the Druid. I am coping for the Druid. I want to play the Druid, brother. Don't break my heart. It's gonna be huge. Their last patch for PoE was huge. Yes, Brian, I completely agree. Or that is what I think, at least. If I am wrong, I am wrong. Well, who cares? What, it doesn't matter. But I think it will be huge. They are not hitting the deadline. Exactly, they are not going to hit the deadline. But even going over the deadline, like, okay, they said 12 months. From the very first moment, without the game even being released, I knew that 12 months is unrealistic, brother. There is no game that does that. Like, if you see at other games, you know, other development companies, it is impossible. It was impossible from the start, dude. So I never believed that. But even if you give them 18 months to 2 years, still every patch has to be huge. That is why I think that, dude. Yes, they set for them, not a deadline, but they set for them a timeline. Let's call it a timeline. Where people ask them when the game was released, when do you think early access will end and the official release will be? And they said 6 months to 12 months. We are 4 months in. We know that the 6-month one is not going to be hit, right? The 12-month one can still be hit, depending on how big the patches are. Maybe they surprise us. But at this point, we are not thinking they are going to hit the 12 months either. Hey, if they hit it, I am happy. Praise the Lord, right? But if they don't hit it, we are not surprised. Now, still going over the timeline and going to 18 months to 2 years, still, even then, the patches need to be big. That is why I think the patch is going to be huge. Yes, they did, dude. Look it up in like, when the game released, December 6th or something, they did like that long interview after the reveal. And they said it in there, dude. And they said it several times in other places, but that is like the easiest to find. PoE 1 took 2 years to leak beta. I think this one might be the same. It can be definitely. I can see that happening for sure. And that makes me like happy that when all this was happening, that I knew I had to pay for the game, and I live in a third world country and I am poor, and I was pondering, should I buy the early access, dude? Should I spend the $30 on this shit? I don't know, because it is going to be free eventually. Thank God a viewer hooked me up and I didn't have to spend the money. So, but even, let's assume I will have to buy it, you know. Like, I would have had to buy it, because if not, I would be waiting for 2 fucking years for the game to be released. Like, at this point, if you really want to play PoE 2, you are better off just buying it, dude, because you are going to be waiting a long time for it to be free. Plus, you get the 300 coins that is like buying a bunch of stash tabs, so it is not wasted, in quotes, you know. I remember them saying that they hoped to hit around 1 year, but they certainly gave a caveat that it was just hope. As I remember it, they gave it like, again, yes, not a hard date, but also not just a hope. It is like we are aiming, let's call it that. We are aiming to drop the early access from 6 to 12 months. That was the range, right? And you can see that a lot of people are repeating this because they said it. But hey, for the first moment they said it, not many people believed it because it is a long shot, dude. It is a long shot. Thank God you own now and not in 2 years' time. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Thank God for that, dude. Because I wouldn't be, how the fuck do I make content if I don't have access to the game? I would be playing Diablo 4 still. Who the fuck cares about Diablo 4, dude?
Supporter packs, but with how long this has taken, I feel like it would make sense for them to just bang
That is the map for Act 4, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it.
out the campaign in its entirety and then hopefully focus more on the end game. Another clue that we are going to be seeing new acts are some of these new items. These are on base types that currently do not exist.
Dude, are you looking at this? Bro is also believing the theory, and people call me crazy. I also said this. Let me see if I can pull it up, dude. Bro, I am not crazy, bro. I am not crazy. Other people believe it too. Like, I released a video, let's see when it was. Here, 2 weeks ago. Look at the thumbnail, by the way. That thumbnail is pure fucking art, dude. Like, I cook with this thumbnail. Hey, give me the thumbnail. There it is. I cooked with this fucking thumbnail, brother. Hey, 2 weeks ago I was saying this with the base items. So I am not the only one that thinks it. I am not crazy. I am not crazy. There are other people who think this too. I want 2 keys for PoE. I gave the other one to my friend. Now I plan to buy the tags when it goes on sale. That is the way. That is the way, dude. D for bad. D for fucking sucks. And I like it. So what does that say about me? I usually try to have reservations on my expectations so I don't get disappointed. That is a good approach, Russell Westbrook, dude. Like, there is a saying for that even. Like, it is better to get surprised than to get disappointed. So, you are doing the correct thing. But I am an idiot and I am getting my hopes my hopes up. And then I will get disappointed. Because that is how I am. Because I am setting a really high bar, right? Even if the patch is huge, but they don't hit something that I think they will hit, I will be disappointed. For example, they release the Druid, and I really want to play the Druid, but they don't release Act 4. Oh, motherfucker, I make this prediction and I didn't hit it. Or they release Act 4, but they don't release the Druid. Oh, I really wanted to play the Druid. You understand? Like, I am setting myself up for disaster, dude. It's also better to just close the door rather than slap your dick in it too. That is also true, brother. That is also true. Awesome thumbnail. Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah. Thank you.
In the game, and from what we know, base types come from different regions of the game. So what we have now is acts 1, 2, and 3, and then you start seeing advanced and expert. However, now over here we're seeing these things like the deepest tower, spirit bone crown. This is a new base type, currently doesn't exist in the game. I'm not sure how this fits in.
Brother, thank you, my brother Lolcohol. Brother, I am not crazy. Guys, I am not crazy.
Unless they're adding in new acts, unless they just temporarily have this drop, say, in Act 1 Cruel. But these new uniques, I think it implies that we are definitely getting some new campaign.
Yep.
The rest of the campaign, just so that it is out of
now that is a long shot. That one is a long shot. I am aiming for Act 4. If we get 5 and 6, my dick can only get so hard, dude. My dick can only get so hard. If we get 5 and 6, it will be crazy. I am hoping only for 4, but if I get 5 and 6, oh, brother.
Is that not only are we going to be getting the Huntress, which has been confirmed, I think we are getting the Druid as well. This is footage from
I think
August.
that too. Please, don't make me be wrong on this one. I really want to play the Druid. I want to be a fucking wolf. You guys see what is the fucking... Like, you guys see what is the shit for my channel, right? It's a wolf, dude. I want to be a wolf. Just allow me to be a Druid that can be a fucking wolf. I will be happy, dude. I will be the happiest motherfucker around. And don't make it suck. Because that was a problem in Diablo 4. That being a fucking werewolf sucked dick. Unless you went like tornado bullshit. No. I want to be a real fucking werewolf, dude. Please, don't give me crap. Because maybe they introduce the Druid and the wolf, but then it sucks and nobody plays it because it is bullshit. No, don't give me that crap. Make it playable. D4 went free during Grandma's gift or whatever event, and I skipped campaign on accident and it was boring as fuck. That feeling game. Exactly. The campaign is cool, dude. It allowed players to actually learn how to play a new build. Correct. And you can also... Like that feeling like I want to play a new character, a new build to see how it feels. You do it on the campaign and you can like measure yourself with and the character with other builds, because you say, oh, with my normal character I struggled with this boss, but with this character I just kill this boss, or the other way around. With my other character this boss was easy and with this character it is harder. You benchmark yourself and the build with the campaign. I mean, it will be the perfect add to the live stream, and it even fixes the thing. Exactly, it fixes the thing, dude. It has to come, please. 17 damage, exactly, brother. I was playing the fucking Druid when it did 17 damage in Diablo 4. I am an OG with the Druid bullshit, dude.
2023, almost 18 months ago, and it's looking really good over here. I would be surprised if this class isn't ready after that amount of time. It also fits in very nicely with the theme of Dawn of the Hunt.
Exactly.
So
we were saying that.
And Ranger, I think, makes sense for the new patch. If we don't get it, I'd be very surprised as to why we didn't get it. Because, I mean, look at this. This looks really, really good. And
they said in that same interview where the game released that they missed releasing the Druid by this. Like, the Druid was going to be there on launch. Like, why the fuck wouldn't it be there now? Doesn't make sense, dude.
A year and a half ago.
And I think they purposely showed the Huntress first because they know that people are more hyped for the Druid than for the Huntress. And they purposely showed the Huntress first on the teaser to edge people. Like, oh, we are not letting you know if we are releasing the Druid or not. We are edging you. And then they will drop the Druid on the reveal. I am coping so hard, motherfucker. Please give me the Druid. I am coming up with theories for why they didn't show the Druid. Motherfucker, please release the Druid.
what's happening? Are they deliberately holding it back? Is it not ready? If they feel like it needs to be balanced, I think probably the best thing to do is just get it in the game, let players play with it, and give suggestions, give feedback, and balance it that way. So I'm thinking Huntress and Druid, and another thing, new ascendancies. That is all but confirmed from this post over here. So it says,
I think that the third ascendancy for all the classes that are already in the game will come. Like they have these two. There is only other 4 that can be revealed. I am 100 know that the one for the monk will be released. That gives you the 3 for the other 3 classes. No way in hell they don't do it. All the 3 ascendancy for the 3 current classes is going to be there. I will call you on this. If ever Druid comes out on the reveal, this will all be your fault if Druid did not come to reveal. Okay, brother, I will tank it. I will tank it like a man, dude.
Content update 0.2.0 will have some new ascendancy classes that is confirmed. Here is the illustration for one. I wonder what this guy specializes in. Over here, we have what is very obviously a mercenary, but then we have a dude with a sword and shield. Now, the question is this a new class, or is this just a new mercenary ascendancy?
That is just a new mercenary ascendancy. We already analyzed this dude. That dude right there is a companion that you can, like the ability was data mine. You can even put gear on that motherfucker. I am convinced about that shit too because it is in the files for the game. GGG stands for Gunners, 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 brother. Sounds good to me, says Carlos.
It could be a new mercenary ascendancy that focuses on sword and board. However, it could possibly be the duelist. I think assuming that we're getting not only Druid, but also a 3rd class is probably a step too far on the Hopium train. However, I'd be very interested to see.
It is really like if we get the 3rd ascendance, the 3rd class, sorry. I will be glad, happy, but it is a long shot. It is a really long shot.
See how this fits in with the tree, with the skill gem system. Is this a new class, or is this just going to be the 3rd ascendancy for the mercenary? And then next, this is my greatest hope for Path of Exile 2.
Oh, I watched this video. I watched this video where they say that the alteration orb was there on a video. I am still not 100% convinced because he only shows a screenshot and not the actual video. But if this is true, it is cool. It is cool. Awesome.
Jorgen released this video, and this appears to be some kind of accidental leak of what looks like an alteration orb. This might just be a bunch of gobbledygook. Apparently, initially, when they showed the map tab announcement, they released a video with this orb in it, and then later removed it. This very, very clearly looks like an alteration orb. A lot of orbs in Path of Exile.
By the way, if this is a dude trolling, he did a good job by drawing the fucking dude, the shit, because it is the same art style, the same color palette. Like this dude is an artist. If he did this just to troll, dude, right? The dude that sent the screenshot to Jorgen. If the dude that sent the screenshot to Jorgen did this to just troll, he's fucking insane, dude. Like, this has to be his job because that shit looks real as fuck, dude. When the bounties were previewed before beta, the warrior is the son of a blacksmith. Yes, it is. And in the story, dude, I have played the warrior several times. When you start the game as a warrior and you kill the miller and you enter the town, the dude that you speak with, Renly, in the first town, who is the blacksmith on the first town, you say hi to him as your father. And he says, hey, you are my son, whatever. And he's a blacksmith. So yeah, 100%, dude. Alteration orbs, solid. Yeah, brother, this is like the story with the alteration orbs. What we are looking in here basically is that when they announced the stash tab for the waystones, they showed this screenshot over here with the alteration orb. They realized their mistake. They took down the video and they uploaded it again without this, right? But since they are showing it just as a screenshot and not as an actual video, I am still not 100%, but I am like 75% because this is a high quality picture, right? If this is fake, brother is insane at faking stuff. same art style, same color palette. It looks exactly the same, right? So I am like 70-75% of this being real. That doesn't mean it is coming to the game. It can just be a developer tool. Or if it comes to the game, maybe it is not exactly the same as a Path of Exile 1 alteration or. But it is still something that is there and it creates questions, right? Dude, this will fix so much if alterations are back. That is why people are excited about this. Because this is insane, dude. This can help crafting so fucking much, dude. I've used so many alts in PoE 1, especially this league with the Recombinator. People are really, really excited about alteration orbs. But again, maybe they don't work exactly the same as PoE 1, so we have to temper our expectations. Because Chaos orbs are not exactly the same as in PoE 1, for example. SSF will be even better. Yep. I mean, changing mods on magic items is huge. It is insane, dude.
What they do. So over here we have an augment. It's got one mod, it's adding another mod, and this looks like an orb of alteration. People who didn't play PoE 1, orb of alteration, it re-rolls the modifiers on a magic item. However, one of the most important things about this is if they are adding orbs of alteration, it's not just a simple orb. It appears more as a fundamental shift in the ideology with crafting in the game.
This is true.
So in Path of Exile 1, we have a lot of things called reforge mechanics, where you re-roll an item to change it. So currently in Path of Exile 2, we don't really have that, where you reforge items. You have the same item and you can keep crafting on that same item repeatedly, fairly easily with orbs like alterations, chaos orbs, essences, all of that. If this is an orb of alteration, it implies a lot. It implies that they are okay with having reforge in the game, which means that they could possibly add in some old things like the old functionality of a chaos orb. Also implies that they might be open to other things like adding scours back into the game, adding a crafting bench back into the game. This, I feel like, is a very controversial thing. Everyone has very strong opinions on crafting in Path of Exile 2. Some people fundamentally do not want the crafting system to change. Other people really do want it to change. They do not want these old foundational systems back in the game.
I want something that is in the middle between PoE 2 and PoE 1. If I am being honest. Like, PoE 2 right now sucks. It is just a gambling machine, right? It is identifying with extra steps. You have to give me more stuff to craft. But PoE 1, it is overloaded, overcomplicated, crazy shit. It is a pain in the ass, like, and some people say that it is too deterministic. I don't know that much about crafting in PoE 1. So give me something that is in between them, right? Give me something that is in the middle. And I think that the majority of people will be happy with that. Or create even a third world of crafting that we don't know about. Well, being in the middle would be that too. Well, you understand what I'm trying to say. More control over crafting, yeah.
Because it undermines potential new systems that could be possibly better. At least that's the argument I have heard. I'm strongly on the side of it worked. Why are we changing it? So I'm really hoping that this is an alteration. However, it might also be an alteration that functions in a slightly different way. Maybe it removes a mod and adds a mod similarly to a chaos orb. Maybe an alteration instead of a reforge is going to function more like that, just like an annul add, but only for magic items, which would be okay, I guess. But I'm really hoping they're going to add a reforge back into the game. So we do know that we are going to be getting...
I am fine with them slightly adjusting it for the PoE 2 world that they are envisioning. I am fine with that. But yes, provide more crafting options that are cool.
Getting a lot of endgame improvements. We have this over here. It says content update 0.2, but I will have improvements to the endgame, including improvements and new choices to the Atlas passive skill tree. One of the biggest changes a lot of us are hoping for are just improved map layouts so that maps are not as frustrating to run. Also improved...
You guys don't want another 5-minute rant on map layouts at this point. You already know what I think. So I think we can just ignore the map layout stuff.
Objectives in maps. Currently, endgame is very tedious. A lot of the objectives are kill all rare monsters, run 10 tier 2 maps and then run 10 tier 3 maps, and then you get a couple of points. Hopefully a fundamental shift on the end game is something that we can expect. Hopefully it's not just a change of some of these. I think it is safe to say that we will be getting new objectives in maps, maybe kill the boss, find the item, kill the rare mob. But really the biggest thing is just improved map layouts. Currently, almost all maps are unpleasant to run. It's a lot of work to just set up your maps. There's a lot of friction involved, and it's not fun friction. It's just frustrating friction. So endgame changes absolutely are coming. It's just to what extent are we going to be seeing a shift in the end?
I told you guys in my bingo prediction, I think that new mechanic, they are going to give you new mechanic. When they reveal the teaser for the boss that spawns greater essences, they said that that was just a piece of the endgame content. So there is more pinnacle content coming, guys. Like, you guys know how you have Simulacrum, King in the Mist, All Road for the Expedition. You have the We That Are One Sage, the Twisted Domain. We are going to get one dude like that. We are going to get more like that, a pinnacle encounter. 100%. You can write this shit on your fucking wall. It will happen. Maps are unnecessarily big. Some of them are, yeah. And that is something, you know, that people hate Augury because you have to pull the lever. But Augury is a small map. Augury is one of the smallest maps. Guys, I know that I always defend map layouts, and I say that map layouts are like complaining about them is stupid, but there is a map that is stupid for sure. That I agree with everybody with map layouts with this map, and it's Meyer. Meyer is annoying, guys. Meyer is. I agree that Meyer is annoying.
Game. Next is just buffs and nerfs galore. That is almost guaranteed. Everyone playing Heralds, I would be very surprised if Heralds stay in the game as is for patch 0.2.0.
They are going to get
just blow up the entire screen when you.
They are going to nerf Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder, and they are going to buff Herald of Ash. Nobody cares about the Herald of Ash, dude. I will say all of them layout sucks. If it doesn't happen, someone will make Yazarus Strictos and fight to the top of the leaderboards. Brother, I will be honored if someone with my name on their character makes it to the leaderboard. I will be honored as fuck.
Playing with Heralds. Jonathan has also said in the past that he is a fan of not only nerfs but buffs. So hopefully what we are going to see are things that are overperforming are brought in line to the point that they are still good, but not the best and only choice. And then some of the underpowered things being brought up.
Do you guys think they are going to nerf the items that everybody uses, or they are going to, instead of trying to nerf them, they are going to make other options viable too? I am talking about Pillar of the Cage God. I am talking about Ingenuity. I am talking about Hands of Wisdom and Action. I am talking about Warrior Invictus, right? Do you think they are going to nerf these items that everybody uses, or by the contrary, they are going to bring other options up so that these are not the only options and now you have to choose? What do you guys think they are going to do? Or maybe they do both. They do both things to try to create a new meta game. I use it in my setup. Oh, the Herald of Ash. I remember, dude. But let's be honest, Slurpee, like Herald of Ash is here and Herald of Ice and Thunder are over here. Like the difference is really big, dude. It's like nerf and boss to everything. Yeah, exactly. The passive tree will most likely be changed for it too. Hey, Brian, I agree with that. I put that in my bingo card. The passive tree is going to receive changes, 100%. There is no way in hell they don't somehow change, improve, buff, nerf, however you wanna call it. Even maybe new nodes, new keystone passives, notables, stuff like that for the passive skill tree. There is no way they don't do that. Traditionally, they will nerf the function rather than changing purely the numbers. And that is harder to do, right? Because what Blizzard does is, if it does 100 damage, we put that it does 50 damage. There, we nerf it. But if you nerf the functionality, it is basically a rework, right? It is harder to pull off. I'd rather they buff other play styles to make it more attractive to play other play styles other than the Heralds of Ice and Thunder. Exactly, that is the question, like the approach. You prefer that they leave the Heralds as they are and they buff other stuff. That can be cool, but I think the Heralds will get hit, dude. The Heralds will get hit because they are powerful. In some way, because maybe they let the Heralds be as they are, but they adjust some unintended mechanic. For example, you know how right now they chain off each other? Like Herald of Ice triggers Thunder, and Thunder triggers Ice, and Ice triggers Thunder, and it creates this fucking chain that obliterates everything. Maybe they let it like, yes, Herald of Ice can clear the whole screen, but it can't trigger the other Herald. And they cut the chain. That is not, it is a nerf, but it's not a nerf. You understand what I'm trying to say? HP nodes in the passive tree. That is a hot topic. A lot of people want the HP to come back, and I don't know. I was not there in PoE 1, so I don't know. But other people say that if you put HP on the tree, then everybody's going to go for HP, and it is a no choice. So they prefer to not put it, so you have a choice, you know. I don't know. I don't have a... I won't say to you, I want HP on the tree, or I don't want HP on the tree. I don't have an opinion on that one. Herald of Ice Chain gone 0.2 guaranteed. What I was saying, Wilder, that was what I was saying, dude. If you can screen clear by just turning on to Herald, that is dumb. Yeah, kinda, dude. They need to decide if we're supposed to be doing endgame like we done 6 energy drinks, or if it's supposed to be a slow methodical gameplay version pre-launch. Exactly. I said the other day, the game has an identity crisis. I know that the endgame is supposed to be faster than the early game, than the campaign, and I agree with that. Okay, be faster, but it is too fast. It is like, again, yes, the 6 energy drinks, methamphetamine, crack, MDMA, bullshit like that. Too crazy. HP on the tree is on the OG PoE, it is OP. Yeah, exactly. That is why some people say don't put it in there, because then I have to take the HP. So I don't know. It's no different than everyone clicking ES nodes. HP on the tree needs to come back. That was a piss poor excuse they made. Life was available for everyone across the tree. That is also the other part of the argument. What one guy is saying. Like, okay, you took away HP. Okay. But now you have energy shield. Why do I always say spirit? Energy shield in that shit. And that is basically HP. But now only the characters that are towards the top take it, and it is a pain in the ass to take it if you are on the bottom part of the tree. So now you have this shit that is the energy shield that is wildly OP, right? So if you are going to remove HP, you have to also heavily reduce energy shield. Basically. That is a problem. But at the same time, energy shield being the best defensive proves that HP is really good, because it functions the same and everybody's picking it, right? So I don't know what they are going to do, because maybe they stick to their guns and they say, we are not going to put HP on the tree, but they decide to nerf or rework energy shield, right? I don't know what they are going to do. I don't know. So rather than the magnitude of the element you're affecting, some of the comments get lost to me, guys. I am sorry. Most tree in PoE 1 was solving defense and then DPS. Yeah, that is what I hear. I don't know much about the tree in PoE 1. I only played the last patch. This patch will show PoE to future. A lot hinges on tomorrow's stream. Yes, I agree with that. Because they will show what they want to do. If they want faster, slower, more tanky, less tanky, with armor, with no armor, with energy shield, with no energy shield, with HP, with no HP. Like, they will show their cards, their intentions, their vision. Some might argue that the HP is on the tree. It's a strength. That is true, but it is like when you get a 5 strength node, you get 10 HP. And there are a couple of nodes that give you HP, but it is like 2 on the whole tree. Finally got the 3 fragments needed to fight Sage, and he clacked my ass 6 times in a row. Gonna take a week to get all the 3 keys again. Brother, it is the Arbiter of Ash, right? The Arbiter of Ash is the dude that needs the 3 keys. And yes, that is a hard dude. That is a hard dude. To be fair, then just nerfing Green Fist will give a nerf, yes. That is also true. That is also true. And I think they are going to nerf both. They are going to nerf Energy Shield and they are going to nerf Green Fist. You are going to see that shit happen, dude.
To be more viable to be played with. One of the major problems currently I feel in Path of Exile 2 is just the lack of variety when it comes to building characters. There's not a lot of ways to scale. Everyone ends up just defaulting to a similar build because that is the only form of scaling available currently. So I'm hoping that with a balance.
And if you want to do this shit, this right there that he's doing, I can do this with my warrior because I am not playing the bullshit warrior build. I was just playing a rolling slam thunder build. That build can't do this shit because they are putting you on a timer. This is antithetical to what PoE 2 was supposed to be. Like, I am supposed to fight slower, but you are putting me on a place that is on a fucking timer. What the fuck are you doing with your life, dude? So yes, I don't like how they are forcing you to play builds that play this way. And I hope they change that shit. Oh my god, Arbiter class machine. Yeah, the Arbiter. Like, the Arbiter, you have to do the mechanics, dude. It is a pain. Unless you have insane DPS, you have to do the mechanics. And they are one-shot mechanics. The issue with the strength side of the tree is that it's worse than CBT to navigate there. Removing attack speed and other shit for clicking the notes is pain champ. Yeah. That is true. Like, brother, I played Warrior is my most played class. And the removing attack speed and movement speed, there is too much penalization in that part of the tree. But also, you can take a strength on the whole tree, right? In the notes where you choose, I want 5 strength, 5 intelligence, 5 dexterity. You can take a strength everywhere. Can got a good rant about how bad the strength side of the tree is compared to it and dex. I watched that video, dude. You think I didn't watch it? I am a warrior enjoyer. I watched. Khan has 2 videos complaining about the warrior, and I watched them both. One of them is half an hour. I wanted to watch it on a stream, but you got guys, this video is 30 minutes and we have like 1 hour watching it. I yap too much. I can't watch a half an hour video because I will yap too much. So I decided to watch it on my own time. But I wanted to watch that video on a stream, dude. And that was a good video, by the way. I bet like 70% of PoE 2 players didn't even get a chance to use omens yet, like the good ones. Oh, brother, no, for sure not. For sure not. It is insane. There is an omen that is like 50 divines. Who the fuck is going to use that? Strength is everywhere. Yeah, exactly. If you choose it, you have whatever you want.
Once pass, there will be many more options of building the same skill and the same build, but in different creative ways. That's what Path of Exile is all about. And then one of my next predictions is the reintroduction of old League mechanics. Bestiary, for example, maybe Wildwood, but with...
There is a high chance that we get Bestiary because of the theme, right? I like the Bestiary mechanic, by the way. When I played right now, the Frisia event, Bestiary was cool. I gave you my top 3 of the mechanics from PoE 1 that I would want to see in PoE 2. I don't think any one of those is going to be introduced in this patch, but I hope they are introduced in the future. They were Delve is my favorite one, Incursions my second favorite one, and Blight the third one. I hope they are introduced in the future. But if they introduce Bestiary in this one, I will be glad. That is awesome. That is cool for me. Do it, dude. Awesome.
Dawn of the Hunt, things like Bestiary fit in. I'm sure that we'll hopefully see at least one new old League mechanic, or maybe just something completely brand new that we haven't seen before.
That will be better yet.
New mechanic, reworked old mechanics, something like that. And then while we watch this old Druid gameplay, let's move on into the copium section.
Druid, please.
These are things that...
Oh, we were not doing the copium. Brother, I've been copying this whole fucking video, dude. I've been copying the whole fucking video. I want to play my Wolf Druid. Beasts are good because of what you can do with them. If they bring beasts, they are willing to fix crafting. Exactly, you can craft awesome bullshit with the beast, dude. Let's see if they do it that way, because maybe they just bring back capturing the beast, but then you do something else. Remember that they can change stuff off. We have to wait and see what is happening. Delph is the business. Yeah, brother, I love fucking Delph, dude. It is awesome.
I am hoping will be added or removed from the game. Firstly, remove the well, get that thing out of here.
Yeah!
No one likes it. It's
Yeah,
stupid
alcohol.
and dumb.
I agree with you. The well is the stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life. Fuck the well. All my homies hate the fucking well. Brother, the well created in me like a muscular, however you say that shit in English. This is the word. Muscular memory, muscle memory, that I have to click the well. And I am paranoid. Because sometimes, if you don't create this paranoia in your brain, you TP to your hideout, and then you go out again, and you don't click the well, you have to TP back to fill your shit, right? So you are paranoid every time you go to town or to your hideout. I have to click the well. And then I end up clicking it 3 times just to be sure. And I waste time out of my life. Not even in the game. My life. Every second that passes, it is gone. That one, it went away. I can't get it back. The second was gone. Why am I wasting seconds of my only life clicking the fucking well? Get rid of the well, please. I am sorry for the well run, but I hate it. I hate the well.
Next, I want to see the removal of the salvage bench and the reforging bench, and instead you now gain gold and materials from vendors from just selling to them. Next thing I really want is
that is not a bad idea.
Crafting bench and scours. So this one, again, like I said earlier, very controversial, but I really do want them back in the game. Next, I want mod tiers to be reverted to how they were. So tier 1 is
everyone
the
wants
best
this,
mod.
by the way. Everyone wants this because it makes things intuitive, right? When you don't know if the tiers were, every tier is 10 tiers, well, you can leave it as it is. But since some mods have 4 is the highest, others have 8 is the highest, so you don't have an intuitive way of knowing, right? But if you revert it back, it doesn't matter. One is always the best one. So it is more intuitive to know how they do that shit. By the way, more crazy shit, guys. More crazy shit. The Druid right now, the Druid that he's playing, that he's watching from GGG, is using the Spiritborn item that I told you that is the helmet. He's in Act 4. He using the Spirit Helm shit that I told you. There is no way in hell we don't get this. Hey, confirm. Druid, Act 4, Spiritborn with the unique that they showed. Write this shit on your wall. This is happening 100%. Fuck this shit up. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so you prefer playing a fast-paced gameplay like the Monk or the whole game is slowed down? I prefer the game is slowed down. Not slow down to Act 1 in the campaign, right? But not what we have right now. Right now it is too fast, right? But yes, I prefer it slower, but also not totally slow. Werewolf Hunters, that is also cool. They should have made it like PoE 1, town or hideout instantly refreeze. Exactly. Why don't do that shit? Why click the well if I can just instantly? Fuck the well, dude. You can have a scouting orbs if they keep Orpho chance the same. Oh, brother, I like the knowledge to properly assess that comment because I don't even know what the fuck scouting orbs do. Just make a scouting rare as fuck. Problem solved. They made annals rare. They can do the same with the scours. Okay, yes, annulment are crazy. Annulment orbs are crazy rare, right? I have never used that shit for crafting. I always change it for exalted orbs and fuck it. I think making anything more rare is a mistake. Far too many very rare things. The omens are rare as fuck. Nobody uses that shit. That is also true. Friction. Yeah, they surely like the friction, dude.
Tier, I don't know, 10 is the lowest tier mod. One of my other hopes is the return of a race schedule. Early in Path of Exile 1, we had consistent daily races several a day.
Oh yes, he likes racing a lot.
Compete and gain points and then earn alt art rewards. So I'm hoping we get something like that. It's really great for the down periods during a league when there's not a whole lot to do. You can at least practice your races, I had a lot of fun during the boss kill event, and I'm really hoping that they return some kind of...
Maybe I should learn how to raise the campaign. I don't know. Maybe if I had more time to play, I will do it. But in the small time that I have, I don't know if it is the best investment of my time trying to raise the campaign. But if I was like streaming and making videos was my full-time job, maybe I will learn it.
Base support for PoE 2. And then my biggest hope for PoE 2 is just a firm stance from GGG. I don't want them to play the middle ground. I don't want them to be scared to answer questions. I want them to believe in whatever they think the game should be and make it that. If it's going to alienate some people...
This is the most base take you have given in this video, Lorcohol, my dude. Based as fuck. I agree completely with this, by the way, guys. Even if what they decide is the vision they are going for is contrary to what I would prefer, I still want them to stick to their guns. Hey, King, pop off. Do what you are going to do, right? I prefer that to just flimsy flip-flopping like a pussy. No, do your shit. Do your shit.
So be it. Instead of playing the middle ground, having sort of... Look, I don't want to bring it up, but Diablo 4 is that game where it is trying to be as accessible to as many people as possible. And look, I mean, you could argue it's a fine game, but it's not special. It's not different. It's not anyone's favorite game.
Hey, Diablo 4 is a fun game, dude. But it is fun for a... You play one afternoon, you level up, hey, it is cool, I had fun, and you forget about it. That is the truth with Diablo 4, dude. Maybe a couple of weekends, and that's it. PoE 2, I've been playing it for 4 months, and I am like, okay, I am not having the same enjoyment as because you get less content. But there is stuff you can do. There is still cool shit. Like, PoE 2 is insane, dude. And it is like 30% done. Like, what the fuck? I am amazed. Scouring removes everything from the item, but you can do things like prefixes or suffixes can be changed and then scour and remove everything but what you chose with metamodding. Hey, that is OP as fuck. So it is basically you choose what mod is going to be removed. So you don't play gambling. You just remove the one that you don't like and then you exile that shit and you repeat it until you get the one that you want. That is OP as fuck, brother. That is OP as fuck. So these guys are racist. Brother, he's talking about the racing. Fast, going fast.
It's just all right. And I don't want Path of Exile 2 to just be all right. And in order to do that, it needs to have a clear vision. I know we have memed about the vision in the past, and the vision, anytime something is nerfed, it's the vision. But I genuinely believe that the game does need a vision and it needs to be apparent to players. I think that we're going to be getting less communication than we have had in the past. We've been spoiled, and now with certain dramas and controversies in the past where GG is being held to things that they said 3 years ago, I think it's less likely they're going to be as transparent. But I do want them, when they are asked a question about, let's say, what do you think about the state of crafting, for them to say, we want it like this and not like this, instead of saying, I don't know.
I think that I agree with him completely, by the way. I also hope that that is the case. And I think it will be at least in 80% of the way, because the past interviews they have done, they answer the questions. It also depends on what questions get asked. But when, for example, DM told them point blank, hey, Warrior sucks, they said, okay, we are going to take it back to the world to see what is happening. Because, and when they told them that, hey, bleeding doesn't go through energy shield or whatever, they said, okay, we are going to take it back and to see what is happening. Like, I think they will answer. I think they will answer. Or at least I hope so, you know. Started playing Diablo 2 when it was released when I was in college. PoE 2 makes me happy like that. D4 makes me nauseated. Brother, you are an OG, dude. When Diablo 2 came out, I was like a little boy. And I played Diablo 2 in, I don't know if you guys had this in the US, but in the third world countries we have it, which is a PC ban. Basically, you go to a place because you don't have a PC or internet on your house, and you pay on a place to be able to use a PC with the internet. That is how I played Diablo 2 originally, by the way. And it wasn't a game that people my age played because it was complicated. It was a game that older people played, right? So, but I always tended to hang out with guys, like if I was 12 years old, I hung out with 15 years old and 16 years old and stuff like that. I am going to be surprised about the changes. That's why I don't watch too much interview questions. Oh, okay. That is a good perspective. You want to be like not spoil yourself a movie or something like that. I have a worker now. Brother, hey, no, but I understand what you are saying about Diablo 2. That Diablo 2 was awesome. You have that feeling, right? When you say, brother, this is fucking awesome. And PoE 2 gave you that feeling. Brother, I will tell you, when I played PoE 2 for the first time, when it came out on December, and I played the campaign with my warrior, I felt that, dude. It was awesome. Like, what the fuck am I playing? This is changing my life, dude. I didn't know that I was going to convert my whole channel to PoE 2. Like, I was just covering the game at the moment because it was the big thing in the ARPG, and I was coming from WoW and Diablo 4. But the game grabbed me completely, and I couldn't stop talking about it. So that is how my channel turned into PoE 2 stuff. I couldn't stop talking about PoE 2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got him.
We got him.
You get more on your item, but when it pays off, you can make way more worth profit crafting. Yeah. I have heard that there are people that just spend their whole day crafting and they make a bunch of money doing that, dude. Hey, I changed this shit. I was a couple months old when Diablo 2 came out. Dude, so you are on the other side of the shit, dude. You are young. Isolating the most you want, basically. Yeah, that is OP, dude. That is fucking OP. We had that. They're called computer shops or internet cafe. Exactly. In here, they are called internet cafes too. They are not as prevalent now because now computers and internet are more accessible. So that business has gone down a lot. But when I was a kid and a teenager, they were huge. They were fucking huge.
Saying, I don't know, I think it's okay, maybe, but, you know, just have a firm, confident picture of it.
I moved the timeline by mistake.
If some people don't like
am letting it play.
That's okay. I might be one of those people. If they make the game in a way that I don't like, I mean, whatever. As long as the game is good, I just want it to be good. If you try and make everyone happy, you're just going to annoy even more people. So make the game, make it what you want it to be, and have a clear vision of what you want to be. So Thursday, we're going to be seeing that. We're going to be seeing a whole lot of new stuff. If you have never seen a PoE 2 or a PoE announcement, please tune in. I promise you, it is one of the most hype evenings. I will be live on Thursday for the announcement. I'll link my Twitch in the description. Let me know some of your theories.
I will not be live at the moment because I will be working, but that day at night, we are going to talk about all that shit. And you guys had to be here. Hey, you guys had to be here. I am going to talk about that shit, obviously, that day at night. We are going to stream and we are going to talk a lot about that shit. Don't piss me off, brother. Don't piss me off. Link to the video if you want to check it out. Give a like and follow. Yep.
What do you think will be added or removed? What do you think we are going to get or aren't going to get? What is Hopium? What is Copium? And are you excited? Or are you just holding your horses and hoping for nothing so that you won't be disappointed? Anyway, that's going to be it. Stay safe.
That is
Catch you in the next video, and bye-bye.
Hey, this was a really good video, Alcohol. All the videos we have watched from here have been really cool, guys. So I will probably keep watching his videos. That was a really good one. I liked it a lot, dude. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Guys, also follow my Twitch. Follow me here on YouTube. I am streaming every day at night. You can come and hang out with me live. And you can maybe even appear on a video here on the chat and everything, dude. Guys, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.